Well, the wait is over, Buccaneer fans. Training camp is finally here, and we're excited about it. Launching our new website, pewterpirates.com. I'm anchoring your coverage, Mike Nabors. We'll hear from my partner, Roy Cummings, Bucs Insider, with his 3 and Out segment in just a bit. An eventful first day for the Bucs. How was day number 1 with all the Hard Knocks cameras and everything else? We talked to the head coach and his quarterback.
Day 1, about what you'd expect. I mean, we looked like we'd been off for 6 weeks. It's a little rusty. Too many balls on the ground, too many guys on the ground, but both sides made plays, which is what you got to do right now. Sometimes the defense is going to make plays, sometimes offense. It's good to get out here. Great to have the fans out here. It's good to just get started. When you're starting training camp, you got 10,000 meetings and stuff. Hoops you got to jump through. It's great to get on the grass and get started. We're a long ways away, but good to be out here.
We strive for perfection. It wasn't perfect, but it's exciting to be out here. Man. It's exciting to be back. It's exciting to have the fans cheering your name. It was electric out here.
All right, welcome back to pewterpirates.com. I bring in our insider, Mr. Roy Cummings, longtime Bucs beat writer. And Roy, time for your 3 and Out segment. Let's talk about the Bucs hype entering this training camp, something we haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah, and it's not just because the Hard Knocks cameras are here, which they are. But you know what? I really didn't notice them that much today. A few more boom mics and that kind of thing. But there's really a buzz about this team, and you sense it in the stands with the fans. They're obviously a little bit more excited than I've seen them. The players, talking to Gerald McCoy today, he's got a buzz about him that I really haven't seen with him in a while. I mean, he's always excited, but right now you just sense that he's really got a level of excitement, and this team is just, they can't wait to get going on this season. I think they feel like what they're going through right now is almost a preliminary before they get to the real thing.
All right, Mr. Cummings, we continue our 3 and Out segment. A lot of good news surrounding the Bucs as they open up training camp, but some bad news regarding their defensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacquez Smith apparently had a setback with his knee situation. He's coming off a knee injury, a season-ending knee injury, and there was a lot of hope that he would be back this year. He's a real key to their pass rush, and he had a setback with that knee. We don't know when, but he is having a procedure today, according to Dirk Cutter. So looks like he's going to be out, I would say indefinitely. Dirk Cutter said he's going to be out a few weeks, but we don't really know what the impact of that procedure that he's going to have is. So clearly, this is a setback for the Bucs as a whole, because they were counting on Jacquez Smith being a big part of their pass rush.
All right, Roy, we talked defense and some bright spots early from the Bucs offense.
Yeah, and from Chris Godwin, again, the rookie wide receiver out of Penn State. This is a guy who really flashed during the offseason workout program, flashed during the minicamp, and he continued to flash today. Look, let's temper our enthusiasm a little bit. We've been through a lot of players like this before. Solomon Patton, Kenny Bell. Bucs fans remember them all. But, and they're still in their underwear out here, as Dirk Cutter puts it. But this guy snatched a couple of balls out of the air today, had a big day. There was one play where the Jameis Winston pass got tipped. Somehow Chris Godwin maintained his focus, caught the ball about 8 yards downfield, and took off for a touchdown. So this kid has really been impressive since he came here in the draft this year. He continues to be impressive. He's a guy that the Bucs can't wait to see when they put the pads on.
All right, great 3 and Out segment. You can find Roy Cummings during training camp here on pewterpirates.com. And where else can we find him?
FloridaFootballInsiders.com and FanRagSports.com. You'll find the Bucs stuff at FloridaFootballInsiders.com, all kinds of NFL stuff.
Good stuff as always from Roy Cummings. But before we get out of here, we have one more segment, your quote of the day, and it comes from Gerald McCoy. And what was he thinking with his get-up as he entered training camp this time around? Welcome back to your final segment here on pewterpirates.com. I'm your host, Mike Nabors. Day number 1 in the books. The Hard Knocks cameras have left for the time being. Of course, they'll be around 24/7, though. Kind of an eventful arrival for many Bucs before day number 1, though. You saw wide receiver Mike Evans in his Ferrari, linebacker Quan Alexander showing off his new do. Nice team colors, by the way. But the most risk-taking outfit was the kimono by defensive tackle Gerald McCoy. Gerald, in our quote of the day, answered, "What was up with that?"
And I went to Hong Kong, seen people walking up the street, and I said, I'm stealing all y'all swag, and I'm taking it to $1. It had to make it to $1. I like it, man. It was comfortable. It feels much better than the bathroom, I promise you that.
Fun comments from Gerald McCoy on his wardrobe entering training camp. He was honest about that, but was cryptic when asked about his tweets recently, criticizing some who have criticized him. He didn't want to comment on that. Well, that wraps up day number 1 here on pewterpirates.com. I'm your host, Mike Nabors. More from me and Roy Cummings down the road. Thanks for clicking on, and hope you can subscribe. And for you sponsors out there, we'd love to have you on board. Until next time, we'll see you later.